The Messenger is a clever and engaging platformer that takes players on a nostalgic journey through retro-inspired levels filled with creative challenges. The game's clever use of time travel between 8-bit and 16-bit styles adds depth and variety to the gameplay, keeping things fresh throughout. Its humor and clever writing add personality without overshadowing the solid mechanics. The progression feels rewarding, and the soundtrack perfectly complements the adventure, making it a memorable and fun quest. Valfaris slams with heavy metal energy, relentless action, and a striking pixel art style soaked in blood and neon. Every stage hits hard with intense combat, savage enemies, and colossal bosses that demand focus and grit. The soundtrack roars alongside each encounter, fueling a raw, aggressive vibe few games dare to match. Combat feels weighty and responsive, while the atmosphere is soaked in sci-fi madness. For anyone craving metal-fueled chaos with challenge and style, this brutal side-scroller delivers raw satisfaction. PowerSlave Exhumed is a new version of the classic console game. The game takes players on a trip through the ancient Egyptian city of Karnak, where hostile extraterrestrial forces have arrived, isolating the residents and causing mayhem. Key features include immersive first-person action, over 20 levels of non-stop gameplay, completely 3D-generated scenery, and the ability to cross dangerous bridges and submerged caverns. Players can also equip themselves with a wide range of weaponry such as hand grenades, flamethrowers, M60 machine guns, and mystical cobra staffs. Journey to the Savage Planet is a vibrant, hilarious sci-fi adventure packed with colorful creatures and oddball humor. The game keeps things fresh with creative exploration and satisfying upgrades that reward curiosity. Environments are imaginative, and the tone leans into absurdity in the best way. Smart level design and co-op gameplay add depth without ever feeling overwhelming. It's the kind of offbeat adventure that keeps attention locked with its wit, strange alien lifeforms, and rewarding progression through its layered world. Crimzon Clover World Explosion is an intense shoot-'em-up with explosive action and vibrant visuals. The gameplay is exhilarating, with multiple modes that keep players engaged and challenged. The bullet patterns are complex yet fair, demanding quick reflexes and strategic thinking. The soundtrack adds energy, perfectly complementing the chaotic battles. Its rewarding progression system encourages mastering each level for higher scores. This game is a thrilling test of skill that keeps adrenaline pumping. Valfaris Mecha Therion is a brutal, high-octane, side-scrolling shooter that delivers a satisfying blend of metal-fueled chaos and intense action. The mech combat feels incredibly punchy, with responsive controls and an arsenal of devastating weapons that make every encounter a blast. The pixel art is stunning, drenched in heavy metal vibes, and the soundtrack absolutely shreds. Boss fights are challenging but fair, demanding strategy and quick reflexes. It's a thrilling ride from start to finish and a must-play for fans of retro-inspired carnage and adrenaline-pumping gameplay. Mechstermination Force turns massive boss battles into thrilling, skill-driven showdowns that test reflexes, patience, and precision. Each towering machine is a puzzle of weak points waiting to be uncovered, keeping every encounter tense and rewarding. The platforming and shooting flow together smoothly, creating non-stop momentum backed by punchy visuals and satisfying explosions. With creative designs, great pacing, and a sense of scale that never lets up, every fight feels like a triumph worth working for and conquering. Aragami Shadow Edition is a stylish stealth adventure that rewards patience and creativity. Playing as a vengeful spirit assassin, the freedom to summon shadows and teleport across rooftops makes each encounter feel tense yet satisfying. Levels encourage multiple approaches, whether slipping past patrols unseen or carefully picking off guards. The art style is striking, with bold colors and a calm atmosphere that contrast nicely with the danger. It feels rewarding to master the mechanics, making sneaking through each stage genuinely engaging. Pepper Grinder is a fast-paced thrill ride packed with momentum-based action and clever level design. The drill mechanic is incredibly satisfying, creating an addictive loop of digging, launching, and collecting treasure. Its colorful pixel art pops with energy, and the soundtrack matches the game's quick tempo. Precision platforming mixed with inventive enemy encounters keeps things fresh across every stage. For fans of kinetic arcade-style adventures, it's an absolute gem that hooks hard and doesn't let go. Bamerang is a fast, chaotic party game that thrives on timing, reflexes, and pure mayhem. Up to 4 players hurl boomerangs across colorful arenas, trying to knock each other off platforms while keeping their own balance. Its simple controls make it easy for anyone to jump in, but mastering the tricky physics takes practice. The vibrant visuals, bouncy soundtrack, and unpredictable matches keep the energy high. It's a fantastic pick for friends looking for a quick, competitive game that never loses its fun or spontaneity. Roundguard is a fun mix of pinball and dungeon crawling that works better than you'd expect. Each run feels fresh thanks to random rooms, quirky enemies, and loot that can really change how you play. The bouncing mechanic is simple to pick up, but has enough strategy to keep things interesting, especially when deciding on shots that balance risk and reward. The humor is lighthearted, the pace is snappy, and it never overstays its welcome. It's the kind of game that's easy to jump into for a quick session, yet tempting to keep playing longer. Yars Recharged combines aspects of arcade action, adventure, and shoot-'em-up, interrupted by periods of bullet hell. Players must penetrate complicated opponent defenses while always mindful of potential dangers. In arcade mode, there are 30 strong foes to defeat, and each has just one life. Mission mode has 30 different bosses with a worldwide leaderboard, and players must face them directly or use minor cores to get to the main monster. When destroyed, power-ups are released, and Yars Recharged allows for local co-op action in both arcade and mission modes. Explore the deep blue and high adventure with Sail Forth, a massive ocean game in which you can explore islands, establish a sailing fleet, and unearth a dark truth. Collaborate with the locals to save the waters and the earth. Admire a dynamic sail and wind system tailored to nautical aficionados, as well as the majesty of the ocean in free sail mode. Explore the deep blue, construct and operate specialist vessels, and save the oceans and world. Inspire people to act together to save the oceans and the earth. Loddlenaut is an underwater adventure game in which players go on an ocean cleaning job on an extraterrestrial planet. They are an intergalactic custodian entrusted with removing the pollution left by a space corporation. The game contains a wide, open-world setting with aquatic organisms known as Loddles that change dependent on their nutrition. Players utilize bubble cannons to remove rubbish and acquire ingenious technologies to combat ocean pollution. The waste gathered is recycled into useful objects and upgrades. Make Way transforms racing into a wild, creative showdown where every track is built as the race unfolds. Players place hazards, ramps, and sharp turns in real time, leading to chaotic layouts that keep everyone guessing. Its bright visuals, energetic soundtrack, and smooth handling make it instantly enjoyable. The thrill comes from adapting on the spot, laughing through disasters, and competing for the best routes. With friends, it turns into a hilarious test of skill and quick thinking that keeps players coming back for just one more round. Bramble the Mountain King is a fascinating adventure set in the magical region of Bramble, where players must cross a terrain teeming with dangerous monsters. Oli, the young protagonist, must save his sister from a dangerous troll. The landscape is teeming with both giant and little creatures, and players must be cautious as they go through woods and tunnels. The Spark of Courage, a supernatural relic, enables players to overcome challenges. Players must combat the monstrous animals utilizing a variety of methods and tactics, but bravado without compassion may lead to disaster. Morbid the Seven Acolytes surrounds every moment with dread and atmosphere, pushing players through twisted towns and grotesque monsters with weighty combat and punishing encounters. Its stamina-based action rewards patience and planning, while the world design encourages careful exploration. The eerie soundtrack and grotesque enemy designs make each encounter feel tense and personal. With deep lore tucked into notes and visuals, there's always something unsettling around the next corner. A grim, rewarding journey for those craving dark action. Serial Cleaners sets the scene with a sharp 90s vibe and smart stealth mechanics. Switching between 4 unique cleaners keeps the missions fresh, with each character adding new tools and strategies. The soundtrack hits hard with retro flair, and the art style backs it all with gritty flair. Sneaking through crime scenes while dodging patrols and cleaning up messes creates steady tension without becoming overwhelming. A clever concept paired with stylish execution makes this one easy to revisit and hard to forget.
Until we inevitably return to the water.
The Falconeer Warrior Edition is a beautiful aerial combat experience that feels expansive and deep. Soaring over an oceanic globe on the back of a mighty warbird is fascinating, with smooth flight mechanics and intense dogfights. The game's distinct graphic design, changing weather, and evocative soundtrack make it a genuinely atmospheric trip. RPG features offer depth, allowing you to enhance your bird and battle several groups. While the fighting might be challenging at times, mastering it is extremely rewarding, a must-play for fans of aerial action and detailed world building.
The ocean our stage, its waves set in motion.
Beholder 2 transforms the dull world of office politics into a tense journey of ambition and consequence. Set in a bleak totalitarian regime, every decision carries real weight, pushing players to question how far they'll go to climb the corporate ladder. The moody visuals and dark humor give the setting a strong personality, while the mix of management, stealth, and moral choices keeps each moment unpredictable. Its smart writing and atmosphere make it an engaging tale of control, loyalty, and the price of success. Sparklite glows with a colorful world and a catchy soundtrack that sticks. The roguelike structure keeps things fresh, encouraging exploration with every run. Combat feels snappy and responsive, while the upgrade system adds satisfying progression. Characters and dialogue carry a light, adventurous tone that fits the whimsical setting. The pixel art style complements the upbeat vibe without overwhelming the screen. It's a game that manages to feel relaxed yet engaging, making each session feel worthwhile without dragging things out.
Mission will stop at nothing to get it for him. We depend on
Spirit of the North is a visually gorgeous game that immerses players in the rocky landscapes of Iceland, enabling them to interpret the reality based on their own observations. The protagonist in the game is a red fox that explores the planet and discovers secrets through the northern lights and the aftermath of a catastrophic tragedy. The game is designed to be contemplative, inviting players to consider the power of nature, the fragility of life, and the resilience of the natural world. It acts as a reminder of how important it is to preserve and safeguard it. Alwa's Legacy delivers a beautifully crafted Metroidvania adventure that feels both nostalgic and fresh. Its pixel art world is rich with color and charm, while the soundtrack adds a magical layer to every step of exploration. The puzzles are clever, the platforming is tight, and the magic-based mechanics open up satisfying layers of progression. Every area feels thoughtfully designed, rewarding curiosity and backtracking in the best ways. It's a heartfelt journey packed with wonder, offering a true love letter to fans of classic exploration-driven games.
It's not easy to break out in the Malas, kid.
Cloudpunk invites players into a neon-lit, futuristic city where every corner tells a story. Navigating the skies as a courier, the game encourages exploration and discovery through its detailed world and thoughtful characters. The atmospheric soundtrack and striking visuals create an immersive vibe that stays with you. With meaningful dialogue and intriguing missions, the journey feels personal and engaging. This title is a memorable dive into a unique cyberpunk setting that encourages reflection and curiosity.
I'm sending a nav point now.
Verne: The Shape of Fantasy is a wonderfully imaginative adventure that blends rich storytelling with a distinct pixel art style. Inspired by Jules Verne's works, the game delivers a narrative full of wonder, mystery, and emotional depth. Exploring the steampunk world of Hemera feels both nostalgic and fresh, with clever puzzles and engaging dialogue driving the journey forward. The music is hauntingly beautiful, and every frame feels lovingly crafted. It's a heartfelt, immersive experience that celebrates the power of storytelling and human curiosity.
More centered? Somebody like you, with your hallucinations. Stand off!
Time on Frog Island is a charming and relaxing game that makes you want to slow down and explore. The world feels alive with simple yet thoughtful interactions, and each new discovery brings a small sense of joy. Managing your island and helping its inhabitants is satisfying without ever feeling overwhelming. The visuals are warm and inviting, and the music complements the laid-back pace perfectly. It's the kind of game that encourages curiosity and creativity, making every visit to the island feel personal and rewarding. Timelie is a beautifully crafted puzzle game that turns time manipulation into an art form. Guiding a girl and her cat through a silent, surreal world feels both tense and poetic. The ability to scrub time forward and back like a video timeline adds a unique twist to problem solving. This mechanic makes every puzzle feel rewarding. Its minimalist visuals and haunting soundtrack create a calm, mysterious atmosphere that pulls everything together. There's a quiet brilliance here, subtle, clever, and emotionally resonant in ways few puzzle games manage. Sydney Hunter and the Curse of the Mayan is a platformer that pays tribute to vintage 8-bit action-adventure game. Players take on the role of Sydney Hunter, an explorer who is trapped inside an immense Maya pyramid. He encounters the feathered serpent Kukulkan, who has broken the Habeg calendar into 7 pieces and hidden them within the pyramid. Failure to discover and rejoin the calendar has catastrophic repercussions, including anarchy and temporal standstill. Sydney Hunter, with the help of the local Mayan population, must collect all 7 fragments.
Reveal your romance.
Solo Islands of the Heart is a gentle, thoughtful game that reflects on love and relationships through a peaceful journey across vibrant archipelagos. Its quiet puzzles and soft visuals encourage reflection rather than rush, while a mellow soundtrack keeps the mood tender. Dialogue choices feel meaningful, inviting self-discovery without pressure. It's a calm space to slow down and think, wrapped in a relaxed atmosphere that invites introspection with each step. A soft-spoken adventure with genuine warmth throughout.
Me. In which way does love wrap yours?
I pass this duty on to you.
The Lightbringer is a poetry adventure platformer game set in a world riddled by evil depravity. The protagonist, led by their sister's ghost, must cleanse the taint and become the Lightbringer. The corruption is aimed at ancient monoliths, which serve as sources of power and illumination throughout the region. The protagonist has the power to extract pure light energy from the environment, which is an essential resource for purifying the monoliths. The game combines exploration, platforming, and battle, with each level acting as its own planet.
Lightbringer.
Destiny was to be a light guide.
Miku, a candle character, is charged with save his tribe's shaman from a mystery cave. The environments in the game are beautifully crafted and loaded with hidden mysteries and hints. Players solve puzzles and interact with the world by using their candle hand. Teku must use their brains and quick reactions to evade a variety of threats and deadly monsters. Players are kept on edge by the game's powerful atmosphere and dramatic moments. The hand-painted watercolor pictures provide a compelling experience, making every moment feel like an incredible trip.
On today's date.
FORECLOSED is a stylish cyberpunk thriller that blends comic book visuals with slick, narrative-driven gameplay. The seamless transition between cutscenes and action makes you feel like you're living inside a graphic novel. Hacking abilities and customizable weapons add variety, and while the shooting mechanics are simple, they're satisfying and fast-paced. The atmosphere is rich with neon noir vibes, and the story keeps you engaged throughout its short but punchy runtime. If you enjoy dystopian sci-fi with a unique presentation, this one's a surprisingly fun ride worth taking. Hayfever is a 2D platformer in which players take the character of Thomas, a postman with terrible allergies. The player must utilize his allergies to traverse a perilous world, turning his limitations into strength. Each allergy has a particular effect on Thomas, resulting in major alterations in his interactions with the environment. Pollen creates a forceful sneeze, and pollution causes him to swell. Peanuts pose a unique problem. The game has 4 different worlds, 140 stages, and 240 letters to gather, with an extra difficulty level unlocked with enough letters.
The Soviets are heading in the opposite direction.
Little Orpheus dives into a vibrant, side-scrolling adventure packed with color, humor, and clever storytelling. The retro sci-fi aesthetic feels fresh, supported by expressive animations and witty narration that keeps the tone light and engaging. Each level feels thoughtfully designed, shifting between lush jungles and surreal landscapes with smooth transitions. The soundtrack adds a cinematic edge, enhancing the mood without overwhelming the gameplay. It's a bold, imaginative journey worth exploring for those seeking something different. Voice of Cards, The Forsaken Maiden unfolds like a melancholic storybook, with each card turn deepening the sense of wonder. Its card-based battles are simple yet strategic, and the narration adds emotional weight to every moment. The music, soaked in nostalgia, sets a poignant tone throughout the journey. It's easy to get drawn into the melancholy world, where every choice feels meaningful. A quiet, thoughtful game that finds strength in restraint and evokes a lasting sense of reflection.